What's up, y'all? This is Alex from the Rim Review. The Rim Review is your one-stop shop for player analysis, X's and O's breakdowns, and more. As we're getting into this NBA season, we're going to have daily uploads breaking down one NBA game from the day before. In today's episode, we're going to break down the Lakers-Timberwolves game that occurred on opening night. While this is not going to have a breakdown of every possession, we are instead going to include around a little more than 30 of the best highlights and teaching points from the game. Now let's get into it. On this possession right here, we're going to focus on the Lakers' defense, and we're going to see this right here. Firstly, Anthony Davis and Rory Hachimura, they're going to switch this ball screen. And now the Timberwolves are getting into an elbow kind of high post ISO for Julius Randle. While this is occurring, look at Anthony Davis, who is very close to Randle, and his man, Anthony Edwards, is right here. So Davis's main priority right now, as you can see, is stopping Randle on this drive. Ideally, he can force a pass, and if possible, he can get all the way back to Edwards. But if he can't, D'Lo gets to Edwards, and if Davis can, he can come right here. He can also come to Gobert, and Hachimura can rotate. They can do a lot. But your main priority is to stop the drive. Randle makes a really good move right here. As you see, this rip through takes AD out of the play. So this is a little bit of a breakdown. This gets Randle the ball with perfect positioning. He makes an easy pass. D'Angelo Russell is very focused on Rudy Gobert right here, especially once Randle gets in the paint. And so this is an easy kick to Anthony Edwards, no rotation, and it's an open three. On this possession, we're going to talk about the Lakers' offense in transition. Right here, the Lakers do a couple of things really well. Firstly, immediately you're seeing D'Angelo Russell sprint to the corner, and LeBron James is sprinting to the wing. This creates a paired side, which is exactly what you want in transition. The Timberwolves, on the other hand, have to work on what they're communicating. The first responsibility for many teams is either to pick up the ball or to pick up the rim. Mike Conley, being the first person back, chooses to go pick up the ball, but he chooses late. As you see, his point of contact with Austin Reeves is far too low. As this is occurring, Julius Randle is running back to the paint, and LeBron James does an amazing job recognizing that nobody is focused on him, as all three defenders are looking at the ball right here, and LeBron James is going to have an easy cut in front of Randle for a beautiful dunk. Running with vision in transition is a very important skill. Right here, we're going to see a very difficult yet really well done defensive ball screen hedge from the Lakers. So the Lakers are going to put two on the ball right here, giving a hard hedge because they don't want Anthony Edwards to be the one who beats them. When this happens, though, Rudy Gobert is now rolling, and his man is on the ball. So what the Lakers are going to do is they're going to have Rui Hachimura just catch Rudy Gobert, and then they're going to send Anthony Davis to Julius Randle, and it's going to be a nice switch. Once we get here, we're back to even, and it's like the screen never occurred, and it forces a somewhat difficult shot for the Wolves. Right here, we're going to see an Anthony Edwards post-up, and we're going to look at the Lakers, who are very focused on making sure Ant is not the one who beats them. So as we watch this possession, Hachimura is guarding DiVincenzo. However, Hachimura is going to move here because he's ready in case Anthony Edwards spins baseline to pick him up. They're going to have Anthony Davis focused on Rudy Gobert here. Gabe Vincent is focused on stopping Naz Reid. And then it's Austin Reeves' job to play both Dante DiVincenzo and Jaden McDaniels in order to make sure that neither of them get the ball because of the fact that they are the skip pass, so he's playing both. And right here, we're going to see they're trying to take Reeves out of the play, the Timberwolves, with this cut right here. And so this forces Reeves to step, but he talks to Anthony Davis. AD immediately points out DiVincenzo, and they're able to guard both with decent team defense. I will say McDaniels is open here because there's a little bit of a pause. However, they're able to get a contest, and it forces a really difficult shot. Really good defense overall, except no rebound. Right here, another important thing for the Lakers is having a transition point of contact. Similarly to the Mike Conley play earlier, the point of contact on Anthony Edwards is quite low, and Ant gets all the way to the rim for an easy bucket. Right here, we're going to see the Timberwolves again passing across in transition, which is extremely important. Passing across is such a valuable skill because of the fact that you are trying to make sure you're getting to the open guy. The reason why passing across the court is open is because most defensive principles, as I mentioned earlier, you're getting the ball in the rim, but everybody else is kind of just focused on providing help on this drive, and the defense gets back to even and loads to the weak side last. So as we see, nobody's on this weak side. Cam Christie probably should be a little bit higher. Max Christie should be a little bit higher. Cam plays for the Clippers, and Ant gets a wide open three. It just doesn't fall. Right here on this play, we're going to see the Lakers go into a delay series where they hit Jackson Hayes at the top of the key. When this occurs, they're now flowing into a zoom, which is this screen into a dribble handoff. This works really nicely because it's this high zoom. The Timberwolves are in drop coverage. It's kind of a high drop, maybe a little bit of a switch. What I think they should do when they get to this point is you should have Naz Reid come here, McDaniels come back to LeBron, and Randall pick up Jackson Hayes on the roll. They're trying to do that, but they don't really. Randall needs to make sure he hits Jackson Hayes to slow him down, and DiVincenzo needs to come up some. Neither of that happens, and it's a really easy lob opportunity. And they get lucky with the foul. Right here, we're going to see another delay series where you hit the big at the top of the key. This is followed up by a ball screen, and now you have this stagger action on the baseline for Donte DiVincenzo. I think DiVincenzo has a real opportunity to shoot it the first time, but he elects with the sidestep and misses the three. Right here, we're going to see another poor point of contact from a team in transition. Donte DiVincenzo is guarding D'Angelo Russell, and Russell's going at full speed, but DiVincenzo doesn't know where he is. He's kind of coming to the middle of the court. As he slides over, he gets hit by this brush from Jackson Hayes, struggles to get back, and it's an easy bucket for Russell. Right here, we're going to see the Lakers have this horn set where they're going to get the ball and now flow into a zoom. It's not really a zoom, it's more of a split between Dalton Connect and LeBron, where Dalton Connect comes, gets the ball. And what I really like about this is the spacing. So when you have this DHO right here, Mike Conley's playing behind because he's communicating this action right here between LeBron and Connect. So he's already behind, which causes him to get clipped by the screen. That forces Naz Reid to show a little bit. When this happens, after LeBron splits, LeBron is just spacing to the dunker, which is drawing this guy's attention, Julius Randle. And then Connect hits Jackson Hayes in the short roll. If Randle fully steps up, you have an easy dump off or lob to LeBron. And if Randle is kind of half committal, you have this where he just gets put on a poster. If none of that works, you could have LeBron set this kind of screen, and you could kick it to Hachimura on a pin-in. Really great action, and it works perfectly. Right here, you're going to see this double drag action. So you have two guys setting screens, and then it's followed by this Dalton Connect up screen. So this could potentially, if the switching and communication was bad, lead to a LeBron lob, but DiVincenzo communicates it. But then it's a screen-to-screener play, and this is going to work really well because Rudy Gobert is never going to switch a screen because he's not the most mobile big. And so Gobert is playing so low, as you see, he's right here. And so as long as Jackson Hayes makes contact right here, Connect can get a wide open three-point attempt, and now he's got his first NBA bucket. Right here, it's more really poor transition defense and good transition offense, and we're going to see this right here. As the Lakers are pushing, nobody is really calling the ball. DiVincenzo is to the side of the ball. He'd like to see DiVincenzo more in front of the ball. Ant is who's guarding the ball, so maybe if he wants the ball, he can get higher. But it's all about talk, which doesn't fully happen here. And nobody picks up connect who gets right to the rim. Right here, we're going to see a pick and roll ball screen. Once again, we're going to see a hedge from Anthony Davis. Sorry, not a text box. However, Anthony Edwards this time changes pace, gets around AD. Gabe Vincent is a little hugged up to Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and so he's not able to provide enough resistance. So Ant turns downhill, gets to the rim, and gets a nice bucket. And right here, Ant makes a really great read going up strong, but if that wasn't open, you have Randall wide open for a three. You also have Rudy for a lob. So by getting downhill and turning that corner, it's just really good offense from the Wolves. Right here, we're going to see more Lakers defense with a full rotation. So you're going to see right here, AD has a hedge. However, Ant passes the ball very quickly, getting it off to Joe Ingles, forcing Bronny to come out of his gap and pick up his man. Then now you're swinging the ball right here. The reason why this works is because of the fact that Connect is a low man here, so he's already kind of sinking in. And so he has to come all the way back, and it isn't there enough. And now we have a Nickeil Alexander-Walker 3. You could also have LeBron come up and tag right here on this screen. The reason why a lot of teams won't do that is because if LeBron fully comes up here, it makes this shake pass more open had Anthony Edwards not made this kick, which is why Connect shrunk, and it's an open 3. Right here, we're going to once again get into delay and follow it up with this down screen. And now we're getting the ball to LeBron. We're flowing into this screen right here on the side. So we have our side pick and roll. It's Joe Ingles' job to be playing in the middle. So when LeBron drives right here, Ingles can pick him up. And LeBron makes the right read, kicking it to Bronny. Unfortunately, it doesn't go in, but it would have been a really beautiful moment, and it's a great play. Bronny's open. Awesome driving kick. Way to read the middle help. On this play right here, I want to focus on Max Christie's gap. And we're going to see this. They are really focused on not letting Anthony Edwards be who beats them. Christie's going to completely leave the strong side corner, and it forces Ant to take a tough mid-range shot that doesn't go in. Really interesting to see teams do that. Right here, we're going to see just our out-of-timeout play for the Lakers to start the half. So they're going to run this Iverson series. And now they're hitting LeBron with the ball in the elbow. And now, after Austin Reeves comes up, he sets this screen. And now it's an easy post special. Get the ball to AD. He's been great in the post. They were really feeding him. This doesn't go in, but it really shows the effort that they were putting into finding him. Right here, this is a really nice out-of-bounds play from the Timberwolves. So Rudy Gobert comes up acting like he's going to set this screen, but slips it and instead sets it for Mike Conley. This works really well because now you have Conley going downhill. And then if Conley continued to drive, he would draw the attention of AD. And then potentially you have Rudy on a lob. Or Rudy draws in Rui Hachimura, and you have a skip pass. But this three was also open, and it's a solid look. Right here, we're going to see another ball screen on the side where you're going here. And then once you hit this, you're immediately kicking. Driving kicks are awesome. And I love seeing what Austin Reeves does here, which is relocates back to the perimeter, and he gets a wide open three-point opportunity. It just doesn't fall, but it's really good basketball. Oof, nothing was falling there. Right here, this is just a quick clip, but I want to highlight Austin Reeves. Look at this, really great guard verticality. Just because you're not 7 feet tall doesn't mean you can't make a play. Straight line, textbook defense, and it forces the miss. And then after that happens, I believe the Lakers got a transition layup. Right here, this is going to be another hedge versus Ant. Keep in mind, they wanted to get the ball out of his hands. Ant hits the pocket, and Rudy Gobert makes a really pretty kick to DiVincenzo. On this possession, we're going to see Rudy Gobert recognize that he has D'Angelo Russell on him because it started in transition, and now it's an early post steal. When this happens, the Lakers are like, oh my goodness, we have a mismatch. So we're going to see Max Christie here send a double. When this happens, Christie needs to communicate this to Austin Reeves, who needs to make sure that Nickeil Alexander-Walker doesn't do what he does, which is this, and it's an open dunk. So we need to have talk when we double team the post. Right here, it's a great job passing across in transition. It doesn't go in, but as I mentioned earlier, the weak side loads last in transition, so you always want to look to pass across if it's a read. Right here, they're flowing into an empty ball screen. Minnesota is icing. They hit Anthony Davis in the pop, and it works out nicely. On this possession, we're going to see more of a focus on doubling Anthony Edwards. Dalton Connect right here is just going to send the double off of his man. They get the ball out of Ant's hands, and Julius Randle just hits a ridiculous shot here. However, the Lakers are immediately pushing, and as you see right here, nobody's calling the rim, and look who's wide open. So, pushing in transition, once again, really huge point. On this play, we're going to see this screen right here. Jackson Hayes is coming up to make sure that he's giving a little bit of support. However, you need to make sure if you're either not going to be, if you're going to be giving a hedge, you need to make sure that LeBron is not this close to his man. LeBron needs to be here in order to catch Rudy Gobert on the lob. Or if you're going to be in a drop coverage, Jackson Hayes needs to try his best to stay behind Rudy Gobert, but you'd like to see some help from the low man. But LeBron is late, not hugged up on time, and it's an easy dunk. Right here, really good transition offense from the Timberwolves. They pass across again. Naz Reid gets to the corner, and it's an open three. On this play, it's a really good sideline out of bounds play from J.J. Redick. Is they're flowing immediately into Spain pick and roll, which is this screen-to-screener action, and it works out quite nicely as D'Lo gets downhill for an easy touch shot. On this play, we're once again going to focus on how much the Lakers prioritize stopping Ant. Look at Austin Reeves right here. He's guarding Naz Reid. He does a great job communicating this to Rui and D'Lo, and now he's staying in the paint, ready to catch this Ant drive, and he forces a tough mid-range shot, which is huge for the Lakers. This time, when the T-Wolves know that they're doubling Ant, they make sure to have Jaden McDaniels flash up to the nail and get this shot, because that's where you want to get the ball if there's going to be that double team. We're going to see something very similar here, where there's a double team on Anthony Edwards. You hit the ball in the middle of the floor, and we get to the rim. On this play, once again, we're not doubling Ant, but Gabe Vincent is very focused on stopping the Anthony Edwards drive. When this drive happens, Gabe Vincent is prepared to step up. DiVincenzo does an amazing job cutting backdoor here, and he gets wide open. Unfortunately for the Wolves, the Lakers have Anthony Davis, who had other plans. Really great offense, but also better defense. And now we're pushing in transition for a game icing shot. Now right here, for the last clip, this was the final game icing shot. We're going to see this from LeBron, who's just going to call for this screen with Rudy Gobert. LeBron knows that Rudy Gobert typically doesn't play as high, and that's exactly what happens. They're going to switch here with Gobert being low, and when that happens, this is too open. LeBron's the greatest player of all time, and he ends the game. Overall, if there's any other questions you have about this game, please let me know in the comment section and let me know what game you'd like to see tomorrow. Great win for the Lakers, and I'm really excited for this upcoming NBA season.